We're going to go over exponent division. Okay, first example. I've got 5 to the 5th over 5 squared. So this is actually supposed to be not there. One too many 5s. Okay, if I have 5 to the 5th over 5 squared, five is my base, right? Now, what is any number over itself? Like 5 over 5, what is that? 1. So really, if I'm multiplying up here and I have 5 over 5, that's really what? 1. So really, those are both 1, right? So I'm actually left with 5 cubed on the top. Now, what we're doing is if 2 on the bottom canceled, my bigger number's on top, my 5's on top, right? So if I cancel the 2 off the bottom, this is like saying this one's going to be minus those 2. So 5 minus 2 is going to leave me with 5 cubed. Does that make sense? And just to kind of show you what I'm talking about, 5 to the 5th is 3,125. Divide by 5 squared is 25. That's going to give me 125. 5 cubed is 125. You're going to look, okay, when you go canceling things out. Okay, so let's actually skip down to the bottom example. When I go canceling things out, so I've got 4 A's on top and 3 on the bottom. So how many are going to cancel? 3 of them, right? So 1, 2, 3. Well, if I cancel the 3 off the bottom here, and I take 3 from the top, how many am I left with on top? 1, right here. Right? Now my B's, I've got 2 and 3. How many can I cancel? 2. So if I take the 2 away from the top and 2 away from the bottom, how many am I left with on the bottom? 1. Right there. So you're actually left with A over B. You see what I'm saying? Kind of. What you want to do, okay, so like we're going to do this one, okay? If I have 7 X's on the top and 5 on the bottom, how many are going to cancel out? 5, right? So all 5 of the bottom ones are going to go, right? So on the top, if I subtract 5 from that, that's X squared. Now the Y's, how many are going to cancel? 2. So if I cancel 2 from the top, those are gone now, right? And take 2 from the bottom, I've got Y to the... Are you guys seeing this? Okay, now with my coefficients. Okay, my numbers out in front here, negative 49 over 7, I didn't have any exponents, so those are considered coefficients right now. What does that reduce to? 7, right? So it would be what on top? Negative 7 over 1. Now, this is just kind of food for thought. If you have negative 7 over 1, 7 over negative 1, or negative 7 over 1, all 3 of these are the same thing. There's only one negative, right? Right now, the negative's with the 7 on top, so it's fine if you leave it that way, but really it doesn't matter as long as there's only one negative there. It doesn't matter if it goes to the top, the bottom, or out in front when you write your answer. Does that make sense? Okay, so that's our answer. So our answer is just going to be, you really don't have to put the 7 on the bottom. I mean, the 1 on the bottom. I could have negative 7x squared over y to the 8th. Because if it's a 1, unless it's that's the only thing on top, you don't have to write the 1. Right? Unless it's a fraction. And it's on the top, and that's the only thing. Okay, so now is the 5 the base or the coefficient? The base. So how many 5s can I cancel? 13. Okay, so if I take 13 away from down here, these are gone. Take 13 away from here, I've got 5 squared, and what's on the bottom? It's a 1, right, basically. So I'm just left with 5 squared, which is 25.
Seems easier whenever you do
Okay, now, this is kind of a refresher from yesterday. If I have a negative exponent, what do I need to do? Not necessarily put it down. Reciprocal. So if I have a fraction, what am I going to do? If this negative is applying to this whole fraction, what do I do with the fraction? Flip it. So this would actually be 4mn cubed over 3m squared n to the 4th. And now this will all be to the what? Positive 1, right? So really, if it's to the positive 1, it's itself, right? So this is really 4mn cubed over 3m squared n to the 4th. Can we leave it that way? I've got, does the 4 over 3 reduce? No, so I've got 4 over 3 still. But look, I've got common variables. I've got m over m squared. So how many reduce from the top? 1. How many are left on the bottom? So I've got an m on the bottom. And then my n's, I got 3 on top, 4 on bottom. How many will cancel? So are they left on top or bottom? Left on the bottom. So I have n on the bottom and how many? 1. So you can write the little 1 or you can not. If it's a 1, you don't necessarily have to write it. How are y'all feeling? Alright. Okay, kind of hungry? Okay, so when dividing you subtract. Good. So let's do a couple. Okay, number 1, is the 2 the base of the coefficient? The base. Okay, how many cancels? 5. So do I have them on the top or bottom? Top. So I have 2 squared, which is 4. Okay, number 3. This is basically 1/2, right? So can I reduce that? No. Okay, does my 2 need to go or stay? Stay. So it's going to stay on the bottom. My x's, I've got 13 and 13. How many cancel? 13. So all of them, right? My y's, how many cancel? 1. And where do I put it? Top. So I have y over 2. So this is just y divided by 2. Alright, 15. 14 over 2, are they coefficients or bases? Coefficients. Does 14 over 2 reduce? To what? 7 over 1, right? How many a's cancel? 3. Do I have any left on the top or bottom? How many?
1.
B's?
4.
4 cancel. Where do they go?
5.
How many?
1.
So this is really 7AB. Let's skip to 8 because it's got 2 negatives. Are these coefficients or bases? Coefficients. And if I have a negative divided by a negative, it's going to be a positive. 5 over 20 reduces to 1 over 4. Where does my p go?
top,
How many?
2, 1,
How many canceled? So how many are left?
1,
1. Where does my q's go? Bottom. How many?
2,
2. So this should be p over 4q squared. Yes. Because I have 6 on top and 8 on bottom. So if I'm going to cancel out 6, that means all 6 from the top are gone now. So I'm left with 2 on the bottom. All right, let's go. I want you to skip. Right now, we haven't done power to power yet, so let's skip 3, 4, 5. Let's do 6 together.
Is this in the back?
This is on the back, yeah. Okay, if I've got negative exponents, the first thing I want you to do is fix those exponents. Good. But they're both negative, so this one's going to go
H,
down, this one's going to go up, right? So I should have 8 over... Okay. So now what?
you do it.
Take 8. So what's on the top?
H,
1 goes on top. What goes on the bottom?
5.
H to the
Why would
5th.
one go on the top if you don't?
If they're all canceled out and they're on the bottom, you have to have something on top as a placeholder. All right, so that's why we put a 1 up there. Okay, let's go. We're going to skip number 8, skip number 10, skip number 12, and we learned power to power. We will do those. Let's look at number 11. What do I got here? What do I need to do?
You do this.
This one's got to go where?
Bottom.
What about this one? It stays. It's good. So what should go on top?
1,
What's on the bottom?
1.
If you already see it, it's 4 to the 3rd, but really we have 4 squared times 4 to the 1, right? So that's 1 over 4 cubed, because when we multiply we add, right? So 1 over 4 cubed is 64. And in the back, you can do all those. All right?